Hello, and welcome to Ink Help, your guide to all things Splatoon. Today is all about abilities and 10 tips on how to use them, so let's get to it. If you're going to be spraying ink around for your team, start looking for an ink saver power-up for your main weapon and an ink recovery power-up. These allow you to get more ink around without having to be back in Squid form. This is especially handy when advancing your team with a shooter, going into enemy turf with a roller, or picking off players with a charger. Chargers in particular use a lot of ink very fast, so you really want to think about this when picking your gear. And these two power-ups are stackable, so keep that in mind. Bomb Sniffer at first doesn't seem like a great power-up, but when you equip it, you never want to get rid of it. It sniffs out different bombs as described, but it works for all explosions, besides the Ink Strike of course. This includes mines, splat bombs, suction bombs, and seekers, which makes them far easier to see and react to. If you're going into the field, this power might be your saving grace. Haunt is one of the most terrifying abilities in the game. When you die and you have it equipped, you mark your killer for death, meaning that they're shown on everybody's screen. And if somebody has an Ink Strike, well, GG. Use this if you're new into the game to give your team some help regardless, or if you're a more unstable class like say the Paintbrush or Charger. And if you get this on you, well, run. Run very, very far away. Because your team doesn't want to be around you anymore. Special charge up is very important if you have a game-changing special like the Bubble, Kraken, or Ink Strike. You get 10% more of your special gauge filled for everything you do, so it allows you to charge up your specials insanely fast, especially if you stack the effect. You can use this for multiple Ink Strikes, defending your base with the Kraken, having a bubble when your team needs it, and much, much more. Ninja Squid is a very deadly tool in the hands of a right player. It makes you no longer able to be seen when you're a squid in ink. You can of course use this to get behind enemy lines, but you can also use this to hide around corners and surprise somebody when they're trying to get into your area. Rollers and chargers benefit from this greatly in turf war and especially in ranked battle, so use your stealth to your advantage. Defense up and strength up are pretty self-explanatory. You boost both your defense and power and they're stackable, but you gain 9% more attack and 6% more defense with this. So if you want to stack up on these, power is the way to go because you'll be able to beat out players that have more defense. But you want defense as well because you'll easily die, and nobody likes that. Unless you have Haunt, but you know. Swim speed up is a great ability as they increase your speed in ink. You know, pretty standard. But there is a downside you should know. The Kraken actually becomes 20% slower with this ability on, so make sure you don't have the Kraken when you have this. If not, swim on. As stated in the last episode, there's a reticle that appears when you squid jump, but not with the Ninja Squid ability as you can freely jump to anywhere with no indication you're coming. You can use this to easily get back into the action with your teammates very fast, but just make sure they're not in the heat of battle, otherwise you'll die, and you'll be back at square one. In Splatoon, it's not fun having a few teammates on the field, unless you have the skill Tenacity. With this, if your team has less members than the other at any point, your special gauge will automatically start to reload, making for easy comebacks. So if you lose a teammate in the match because of their internet, it may be a blessing in disguise. At least if you have this skill equipped. If not, good luck. If there's one ability you want when looking for a stat boost, look no further than Comeback. When you respawn for the first 20 seconds, it gives you stat boosts for all the following. This is great for trying to deal with enemies near you, and if you want, combine this with Last Ditch Effort to really gain a boost on your stats during the final rush. And that last bit might be the one you need to take it all the way. Well, that's all we got for today, young Inkling. If you liked the episode, please sure to like and subscribe for more down the line. If you haven't seen the other two episodes, go check them out. Anyway, see you next Turf War.